The Oregon Ducks are going to be a Big Ten title and national title contender in 2024. I'm not backing off that statement at all. Big reason because of that will be what they do offensively and their success that they're going to have with their new quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, new weapons like Jay Harris, D2 transfer running back, Evan Stewart out wide. Like, they got some weapons now that are new. I think it's going to be seamless when it comes to their transition from last year to this year. Same offensive coordinator in Will Stein, but let's look at what they did last year in 2023. They were a game away from being a college football playoff team, scored 41 points a game. 5.5 yards of carry on the ground as a team. Over 500 yards of total offense a game. Number one protection rate in America. Now, the pieces are shifting a little bit. You got new faces playing quarterback like I just mentioned, but I still think they're going to do numbers like Good Will Hunting in 2024. Currently going through the book Art of War by Sun Tzu, and one of the things that he talks about is you attack your opponent where they're weak. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Well, that's what the Oregon offense does really effectively, what they're going to continue to do effectively in 2024. This offense is built to attack the perimeter. In my opinion, I don't know this to be true, but I have to believe they attack the perimeter because they want to make those defensive backs, those second level or third level players rather, that are built to cover, come up and tackle a little bit more frequently. And if you can't do that, boom, we're out and about. And then when they attack you on the perimeter, they attack you where you're weak, then you start to overcompensate and you become weak in other places, and they attack that as well. So they work to make you weak is what I want to make sure we start with when we talk about this Oregon offense. How do they do it? They have a lot of motions, going to mess with the eyes of the second level of that defense. Tez Johnson coming across the formation. Does he have the ball going this way? Oh, are they going to throw it to him? Oh, wait, running back the other way. So what they do really effectively when they get that movement around pre-snap, they do a great job, as I just mentioned, attacking the perimeter. They do that with horizontal passes. People threw some shade at Bo Nix last year because of how many passes he didn't throw downfield and how he ran that offense really efficiently. I don't know why that was funny to some folks, calling him check down artist or whatever. Like, say what you want. He's a top 15 pick, and Oregon scored over 40 points a game last year. They're going to be in that same vein this year with what Dillon Gabriel does. And then they have plays off of the plays. What I just said a second ago. Yes, they can throw the extended handoff out there to Tez Johnson, but last year it was you want to worry about Tez Johnson on the perimeter out there. You want to run out there to try and compensate. Well, that means that you have less at that second level when we hand the ball off and we get north and south and we just gashed you for a 30-yard touchdown. That's how they're going to operate the same way this season. And the reason why they're effective in doing that, or their advantage in doing that, is they use tempo to their advantage. They go quickly in terms of how many plays they run, but they also, at the quarterback position, made really quick decisions last year. Like, one of the reasons Bo Nix had that number one protection rate in America in 2023, yeah, the offensive line was great, but Bo Nix wasn't holding that ball for very long. It was catch, know where I'm going with the football, get it out there, put it on the numbers, let's get north and south. That was how they operated last year. And when they go fast, they force you as a defense to be reactionary. Like, I hope you know your playbook. I hope you know your keys for that week, because you're not going to be able to really think and figure out what's going on and let it develop. There is no letting it develop. The ball is snapped. The ball is out. It's developed. They already got the ball to their playmaker in space. Evan Stewart, Tez Johnson, Treshaun Holden, whoever you want to mention there, they're already rolling. And so you better react with them, and you better be right with how you react. Because if you react to something that you think you saw and you're wrong, boom, other play the other way, the play off of the play got you, and you're listening to the Oregon fight song, and it is what it is. So a big reason why they were so successful last year, they had a quarterback who had the physical and mental skill set to run their system. Bo Nix, I just mentioned 77% completion percentage. I believe that's a record. Dillon Gabriel, what he brings to the table, is he Bo Nix exactly? No, but he brings the same skill set. Physically, yes. Looks a little bit different than Bo Nix size-wise. Physically, same skill set. Mentally, I think he also brings that same skill set. Because the big thing with Dillon Gabriel, and this was a big reason why Dan Lanning and co. brought him in, playing a lot of ball. There's no wondering with Dillon Gabriel in that first game in Autzen Stadium when it's loud and it's rocking, it's 3rd down and 2, and you got to have it. There's no wondering what he has internally. There's no wondering if he's going to have, a little bit of the moment be too big for him. He's played a lot of big-time college football, and that's going to serve him well. Also, he's digested a lot of different playbooks. I understand he played for the same offensive coordinator for most of his career in college with Jeff Lebby, but, he processes it very quickly. There's no way around that. He's accurate and a good decision maker. 69% completion percentage last year for Oklahoma. They were stretching the ball downfield a little bit more. I'd be surprised if he's not right around that 70% this upcoming season for Oregon. That's high expectations, but that's how good I think they're going to be when it comes to this 2024 campaign. Got an RPO background, and why does that matter? That means he's had to make good decisions throughout his college career. Like in the RPO system, you have all of a half second to decide where you're going with that football. The RPO, a million different color commentators have explained it to you, but I'll do it one more time. Essentially, you are reading that second-level defender. If he steps up to play the run, we're throwing it. If he sits back or hesitates too long, we're giving it. So that happens, that mesh point happens where you put the ball in the belly of the running back. That happens in like a millisecond. You got to know pre-snap, you got to know during the snap. Very reactionary kind of offense. Same deal with Oregon's offense and what they're going to ask them to do in that same vein. Worth noting, you had that Bo Nix mobility factor last year. What I like to call supersizing the offense. Dillon Gabriel brings that same thing to the table. Because I just mentioned you got the running back running it, or you could throw it to the wide receiver. Well, now linebackers, they had to worry about Bo Nix last year taking off and running. Same thing with Dillon Gabriel. Supersizing the offense, just adding a little bit extra to what you have to do during the week when you're preparing for the Ducks. Now, that's great to have a quarterback. That's great to have an offense you feel good about running. But at the end of the day, man, that doesn't matter if you don't have skill players that can win for you, and I think Oregon absolutely has that without a shadow of a doubt. A lot of this offense is built on when we get you the rock in space, can you make one miss? Most offenses are built that way, but especially Oregon's offense with how much they want to play in space on the perimeter, how much they want to throw those screen passes, that's huge. Tez Johnson, he's proven he can do it. 1,000-yard receiver last year. Evan Stewart has proven in flashes at A&M he can do it. I think you're going to see more of that in 2024 when he's at Oregon. You got two backs that can be stable. I mean, that's a really stable running game this upcoming season with Jordan James. I know you lost Bucky Irving to the league. Jay Harris looked great in the spring game. All that's to say, whenever you can win when we go ISO, whenever you get the ball at the top of the key as a basketball player and you got one-on-one and you can win that matchup, now we're really humming. Because when we can throw the horizontal pass and defenses are saying, oh, brother, and then we can run the football because there's a lighter box and they're saying, oh, brother, because you're breaking tackles, like that's where this thing really compounds on itself. That's where it snowballs, and that's where Oregon is going to score a lot of points. So to recap it for you here, Oregon, art of war now. They attack you where you're weak. When you compensate because you're weak, you become weak other places, and then Oregon takes advantage of it that way. They're going so quickly that you have to react, and if you react the wrong way, you're going to listen to the fight song. Dillon Gabriel brings a lot of the same skill set that Bo Nix had, played a lot of college football. He also brings the mental skill set, I believe, that Bo Nix had that made that thing hum because of the good decisions that he made. RPO background is massive, massive, massive for that reason. And then when they get it to the skill players, they're going to win. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.